Hello, people. Thanks for letting us into your home again, and we're glad to be here once again on Nutmeg TV. And the program we are bringing to you today is none less than Food for Thought. And why?
Because people are unaware that they are unaware.
It's that simple, people. And we've come to realize that,
So we're trying to make people here be aware.
You got to be aware. Today, we put our mind into this program, and we put our mind to this program for many years, just learning little bits and pieces. Like you were saying earlier, there's a lot of rabbit trails we can go down. And by the way, I'm Psilly Way Out Willy. Good to be here with Buzzy Zipwak, doing the deal, and our fine crew helping us out here.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thanks, Daniel. Well, folks, it's been said, all truth passes through 3 stages. First, the truth is ridiculed. Second, it's violently opposed. And thirdly, it's accepted as self-evident. Now, what we're going to be discussing today and the different people involved with the program, some of you may not have ever heard of, but who we got for Mr. X?
All right, how many of you people have seen this guy before?
I tell you, probably not too many at all.
No, not too many at all, because this guy, you could refer to him as probably one of the greatest Satan worshipers.
Well, he certainly wasn't shy about sharing what he was up to, was he?
Yeah, I may not call him one of the greatest ones, but he was definitely one of the most influential ones that has affected our society and our world in a manner in which most people never seem to see, and what will oppose violently, and very few have actually seen it for what it really is.
Indeed.
And that's why we are bringing this to you tonight, to try to expose a little bit of this. Now, a lot of this you're going to think we're just absolutely whacked out and crazy, because it is so bizarre, but you have to tie it into the other parts that we've brought up on the shows. We've talked about the Bilderbergs, our money, Aleister Crowley, who else? Jesus Christ, and he was the most influential. I mean, look at what he's done, and look at what he's going to be doing.
Right, and all of these organizations within our government, Council on Foreign Relations, Trilateral Commission, and tonight's program, we're going to try and, sum up where all these organizations birthed from. And like we say, that's a really hard thing to do in a half-hour program, but we're going to give it a shot, because we're not afraid to do it. And just let me get this here on the film here. David J. Smith, he put out this excellent text exposing Satan's lies, the history of God's people, and the coming New World Order. I would encourage you to check out David J. Smith. He also puts out a monthly news watch magazine, a magazine making clear today's news in light of biblical prophecy, and you'd be astounded with some of the things that's being said. Now, just a little sidetrack here. It's David J. Smith, minister for many years, until he started what is known today as Newswatch magazine. Now, the cover of this one here says, "The Illuminati's plan is working. Communism is not dead." Well, a lot of people would think you're whacked out with just starting off a program like that. Here's another one. He was talking about the Illuminati. Anybody who knows anything about Nikola Tesla and where the works of Nikola Tesla have brought us today, well, that's a whole other program. But basically, it's about weather manipulation, weather through war. The same way that China is waging war on us economically, well, Russia is waging war on us through weather. And it may sound bizarre, but today's the hottest day in the summer, but that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, it used to happen about a month ago, but... Okay, so now we've let the cat out of the bag here a little bit as far as the organization that he started, which was called the Illuminati. But that's all right, because there's a lot of information we're going to want to throw out at you, and we're going to want you to be able to have a grasp of what we're talking about. Because the Illuminati...
Could you tell me that what time frame he lived in and what he got started, when he got started?
Well, it goes back to this item right here.
Absolutely, can't deny it. It's all right in front of us.
This is one of the reasons why some people are rather alarmed by this. If you make the note at the bottom there, way back in 1776, you have the Roman numeral equivalent of that. And at the same time that this country of ours was being formed, Adam Wieshaupt, he's German. Did I get that one quite right? That's difficult.
It's difficult. Wieshaupt, something
There's
like that.
There's different spellings. Anyways, at the same time, which he had formed an organization called the Illuminati.
Indeed.
Now, the Illuminati is a verb, I suppose, for means enlightened one or enlightened.
In other words, these people were pretty self-centered. They thought through their organization, they were the only ones capable of the knowledge and wisdom of running governments.
Now his organization was started back in May 1st, 1776.
May 1st, May Day. All your communists, socialists.
They recognize that day as something special.
And May Day this year, we had all of your illegal aliens, you know,
protesting on that particular
how
day.
they want to do their deal here in this country without being accepted as a citizen and taking an oath to uphold the Constitution. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Now, a quick little bio on Adam Wieshaupt. He was born in February 6, 1784.
1748, because he got his program.
Yeah, excuse me, 1748. Yep, I do that. Right. A lot of dates in history, you know, they keep popping up one day after another.
Thing going on.
Yeah, that's another thing we'll get into sometime here.
Early training.
He was a Jesuit, which is
amazing.
Very strict. You know, he had a very good knowledge of the Bible and Scripture, because Jesuit training is very strict, especially if you're a priest. It's something that most people really couldn't go through because of the amount of devotion and humiliation one goes through. But he's very subversive and anti-Christian because of that.
Yep.
Now, I have read that he has been approached by financiers, probably like the Rothschilds has been one of the speculations. But history does declare and record, and most historians will agree, that in 1776 on May 1st, Adam Wieshaupt organized a secret society known as the Illuminati, which, like I said, stands for illuminated, the holder of the light.
The light bearer.
Lucifer means light bearer,
right,
who later became Satan, who means adversary. So, you know, you got to wonder about some of this, where this is going.
Right.
So now, what shall we bring up next?
Well, it was also into
the
anti-Christian French teachings of the philosophers there in the day, and that appealed to his innate sense of superiority. He was a little self-centered. But anyway, for years he dedicated himself to meditation, and he came up with a plan to overthrow civilization, basically. And you know, when we look into some of the people that he mentored, or people who were into his writings through history, you'd be very interested to hear what they have to say the least.
Right. Now, Adam Wieshaupt definitely had a complex, a superiority complex, because he thought that he had special knowledge. And you will find that any cult, any type of secret society always claims to hold special knowledge.
Right.
And that makes them special above all the rest. The two most prominent organizations I can think of are the Mormons and the Jehovah's Witnesses, because they claim to have special knowledge that the rest of the world denies. Right. Freemasons, probably another organization. Skull and Bones. Even the Vatican probably claims to have some special knowledge.
Well, of course. I mean, the Pope speaks for God.
True, that's right. He is referred to as the Holy Father. But, so I just wanted to, you know, bring that point up, because, you know, the idea of secret societies, one of his goals was to establish a secret society within every secret society. And what proof now do we have of this?
Well, let's talk about Professor Robinson. Okay, that was one of the first proofs that we had. He was a professor of natural philosophy, or was it? Natural philosophy at Edinburgh University in England. So,
and Secretary General of the prestigious Royal Society at the Scottish City.
This cat had some credibility. He wasn't a Mickey Mouse character. All right? And what basically went down was...
Well, he was indoctrinated into the Illuminati, thinking that he would be brought up through the ranks because of his position, and it was a way for Wieshaupt to get his grips into the British Isles. But he did not count on John Robinson to have some integrity.